being aware, is it a way of life, or is it a practice, or is it both?
Both. Yes and yes. And great question. And what I love about what you said about InsideTracker is that I speak very often about everything in life is information. And it's what you decide to do with that information that counts. So when you're using InsideTracker, you get all of this information and you're paying attention to the biomarkers that you have. Now, with that, looking at it clearly and simplistically, what do you do? How do you then move forward from that? What choices do you make? And so mindfulness is a lifestyle, but it's also a set of disciplined practices
Right.
to help you achieve that state of presence, as we like to call it.
Right. And so, nowadays, like, we're talking about technology and mindfulness. Mindfulness is old, right? This is old technology. This is
Yeah.
old
Yes.
tech. Ballpark. I mean, how long have humans been working on this
Oh my God.
problem of paying? It's like the hardest problem going in humanity is, how do we pay attention to the present moment? And
Yeah.
it's been with us a while, hasn't it?
It has thousands of years.
Yeah.
And it goes back in many different lineages, and Buddhism, Hinduism, even some of the religious practices, right? There's a lot of the same ideas, and then how that information is presented is a little bit different. But
Right.
I think forever we've been trying to, as we've evolved, learn how to pay attention to what is without attaching to what was or what will be.
Right. Right. And it doesn't happen naturally, I don't think. I think,
No.
anyone who has had experience with mindfulness practice will probably attest to that. It's a lot noisier than they thought inside their
It
head.
is.
And help us understand, when we were preparing for this show, meditation is an application of mindfulness. A lot of times the words get intermingled, and there are different kinds of meditation. So let's
Yes.
take a step back and say, generally, like, what is meditation in relation to mindfulness, and what would be a specific example of a meditative practice?
Great. And you said they're often interchangeable, but typically when you're speaking about meditation, or when most people are referencing meditation, it is a seated, focused attention practice. So whether that is, and you also said this wonderfully, that there's many different applications of that. So that could be something like focused attention meditation, which is a Buddhist technology in which you continually bring the mind back to one stimulus. So whether that is the breath, or I've taught a meditation at a retreat last year for Prezence in Tulum, where we used a candle and you constantly brought your mind back to the witnessing the flame. So very often it's that idea that you're seated, or even in movement, you could do movement meditation, but that your focused attention is on one stimulus. Mindfulness meditation is a little bit different. But the goal is really to get to a place where meditation is sort of a lifestyle, and similar
Yeah.
to the idea of mindfulness, that you have this focused attention through the discipline and the repetition of the practice within everything. And that's, I think, why mindfulness and meditation often get interchangeable, because there's a meditative state that's talked about, and that's the ability to sort of be in that flow state, or I'm sure you guys have a lot of athletes that use the information that you provide in InsideTracker. So, Tom Brady, I like to use him because he's obviously New England and is a really good example of this. But when he's playing football, like, he's in that meditative state, and it's from the repetition that he's done this over and over and over again. And like everything in life, with making any changes that you would in InsideTracker, or in your lifestyle, it takes discipline, and for you to do that over and over again until it becomes effortless. So it's sort of like meditation is the effort that you put forth to get to that effortlessness, the mindful, the meditative state.